jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to decorate the restaurant today. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. We are doing up Robin's Nest just for Christmas Day.
Albert, can you pass me the sticky tape, please?
Oh, certainly, Mr. Tripp.
Albert.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Tripp. Sorry. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Mr. Tripp is decorating Robin's Nest today. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Albert, you're a menace.
I'm sorry, Mr. Tripp, sorry.
Look, will you just stand in the middle, please, and do not move?
Right. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. I am helping Mr. Tripp to decorate today. Oh, isn't this fun, Mr. Tripp?
Oh, yeah, it's terrific, Albert.
It looks lovely. You should keep it like this all the year round.
Right. Now, we'll get this bit up for the second time. Oh. Right, Albert, don't move, Albert. Right. Now, all I've got to do is the bit in the middle, and we're there. So if you just pass me...
It's Mrs. Tripp.
Albert, if you could pass me the paper chain.
Maybe you could use something stronger.
Yes, like a large Scotch, Albert!
Oh, thanks, Albert. Oh, looks lovely. Well, a terrific job, both of you.
Thanks, Mrs. Tripp. Well, sure, Mr. Tripp did most of it. I just helped.
Look what I got made up in the market.
That's a nice read.
No, it's not a wreath, Albert. It's to go on the front door.
I wouldn't put it there, sure. It'll only get stolen.
Oh, Robin,
jingle bells,
do you think if I put this on the front door, it'll get pinched?
jingle all the way.
Don't be so silly,
what fun it is
Vicky.
to
No one's going to
decorate
pinch
the
that from the front door. It's
restaurant today.
Christmas.
Oh,
It's a time of
jingle
season of
bells,
goodwill to
jingle
all men. Shut up, Albert!
You sing if you want to, Albert.
Thank you, Mrs. Tripp. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the
Vicky,
way.
I've had jingle bells
Oh, what
for the last 2 hours. I'm up to hearing jingle bells. I'm sick to death of jingle bells. I have got jingle bells coming out of my...
Robin, you have just said it's the season of goodwill to all men.
Well, that doesn't include Albert.
Oh, come on. It's Christmas, a time for giving.
Will you tell him to give me a bit of... Oh, jingle bells!
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had your better.
Well, stop pulling it then.
Mr. Tripp, can I give you a hand?
No, thank you, Albert.
Okay.
Do you think all this is worth it?
Of course it's worth it. It's fun. It's Christmas.
Well, what are we going to do with it now?
Well, what are we going to do with it now? We're going to decorate it. That's what we're going to do with it, bird brain.
Well, why don't we get an artificial one? Then we wouldn't get all these pine needles stuck everywhere.
No, it's not the same. Besides, I like the smell of pine needles. Oh, don't be such a misery. Isn't it a lovely tree, Albert?
It is, Mrs. Tripp, it is. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree.
Albert, will you promise me that you will stop singing after Christmas?
Will you stop going on at him, please? At least he's trying to get into the Christmas spirit, which is more than I can say for some people.
Well, I know today Christmas is such a great big con, isn't it? I mean, shopping, buying presents, lugging Christmas trees all over the place, sending people Christmas cards you don't really want to send Christmas cards to. I mean, now, Christmas should be like the Olympics, once every 4 years.
Don't take any notice of old Scrooge.
Oh, I never do, Mrs. Tripp.
That's very true, Albert.
Oh, by the way, while yous were out, Mr. Nichols rang.
Oh, any message?
Yeah, he's coming over with a Christmas tree.
Albert, this may sound a silly question, but why didn't you tell Mr. Nichols that we were out buying a Christmas tree?
Well, he didn't ask.
That was a silly question.
Well, never mind. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah. He said you can pay him for it when he gets here.
Hello!
In here, Dad.
Well, I must say the restaurant looks splendid.
Albert and Robin did it.
Oh, really? Well, it's very, very festive, very seasonal. You're very expensive.
£18.50.
There you are. You see, you've gone and overdone it again. Take half of it down and go and sell it back to the shop. And why didn't you tell me you were bringing a Christmas tree?
Because nobody told us that you were buying a Christmas tree. Anyway, where is yours? In the car, I suppose.
No, it's here.
Miss Nichols,
Yeah?
what do you call that?
A Christmas tree. They're jolly good, these. They last forever, you know.
Yes, they grow them in Hong Kong, I believe.
You can use them year after year. It's an investment.
And you don't have to water it.
Of course! You don't have to water it, Riddle. It's artificial.
Mr. Nichols, really, really, an artificial Christmas tree. It's not on, you know, not compared to the real thing.
Well, at least you don't get pine needles everywhere.
Exactly so, Victoria. There.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Chris.
Albert, will you continue to fold the napkins, please?
Of course, Mr. Tripp.
Thank you very much. Excuse me.
Now, apart from bringing the Christmas tree round, oh, by the way, you owe me £4.39p.
Oh, fine.
Yeah. I also came to discuss our Yuletide arrangements.
Oh, what?
Oh, we've got to work out when we're going to open and close the restaurant over the Christmas period.
Yes, well, I've already decided when we're closing it.
There are a number of factors to be taken into account. Viability, overtime.
Exhaustion. Mr. Nichols, I have decided our arrangements for Christmas. Now, what I thought...
As the senior partner of this failing venture, Tripp, I feel very strongly that the discussion of the Christmas period is company policy and is therefore open to mutual consultation and discussion. Now, what I've decided is this. You will open on the 24th, as usual. Although perhaps last orders might be taken a little later, as it's Christmas Eve.
Actually, if I stayed open really late, I could catch them coming back from church, you know, sort of midnight mass special.
Yes, very good idea. Yeah. But of course, on Christmas Day, you will open only for lunch.
Are you sure about that?
Well, it's up to you, of course, but I don't think you should work too hard over Christmas. What do you think, Victoria?
Dad.
Well, actually, I thought for Christmas night I could do a set meal. Simple but seasonal flavour. For instance, I could start off with my Christmas special, which is homemade broth with a sprig of holly stuck in the middle. And then I thought perhaps we could have fried, deep-fried even, reindeer, swaddled in batter, accompanied by 3 roast potatoes signifying the 3 wise men, and a single leek representing the Yuletide log.
He's only joking, Dad.
And then for pudding, Christmas pudding.
Tripp, I am trying to have a serious business discussion.
Mr. Nichols, no way are we staying open on Christmas Day. We are closing on Christmas Eve, and we are not opening until the evening of the 27th. And the only reason we are opening on the evening of the 27th is that Albert Riddle took a birthday party booking without notifying me first.
Dad, how could you expect Robin to work on Christmas Day? Honestly, I think that's really mean.
Well, it was only for lunch. And I didn't expect him to work on Boxing Day.
Oh, and a Merry Christmas to you, too.
Really, Dad?
Oh, yes. You're quite right. You're absolutely right. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Just the same, it shows that there ought to be more consultation between us.
Mr. Nichols, shall I tell you why we didn't consult you?
Why?
Because we knew that you'd suggest we open on Christmas Day.
All right. Point taken. I am sorry. Really sorry. And just to show you that I mean what I say, I should like you both to come over and spend Christmas Day with me. I'll cook the Christmas lunch.
How much per head?
I am trying. We will have a lovely day together, just the 3 of us.
Yes, Dad, that would be super.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, Albert, could you go and finish folding the napkins?
Yeah, I was just going to do that, Mrs. Tripp. Great minds think alike.
Dad,
Yes, darling.
don't you think we ought to invite Albert as well?
What? Invite Riddle to my flat?
Well, it is Christmas and he'll be all on his own.
Absolutely out of the question. He is staff.
Well, so am I.
There are certain rules, certain guidelines which one must observe. One does not invite a ranker into the officer's mess. Not even on Christmas Day.
Oh, I see. I'm an officer now, am I?
Non-commissioned.
Dad, I really think we ought to invite
Mr. Tripp,
Yes.
I've been thinking. This soup you're making with the holly in the middle, won't it get stuck in people's throats?
Oh, 2 whole days off. I can't believe it. I thought those people on table 4 were never going to leave.
I don't like to think of Albert on his own on Christmas Day. I hope he'll be all right.
All right. He'll be all right, all right. You know, I told you an uncle of his died a few weeks back.
Second cousin, not very close.
Well, he was close enough to leave him a bit of money.
Really? How much?
Well, he didn't say, he just said a bit of money.
Well, a bit could be a lot, or it could be a bit.
Yes, well, that depends whether it's a big bit or a little bit.
Well, whatever it is, be a nice Christmas present for Albert.
What are you doing?
I'm working out who didn't send us a Christmas card this year, so that we don't have to send them one next year.
Just how many people are thinking the same thing because we didn't send them a card this year?
Well, that's because they didn't send us one last year.
So by 1990, nobody will send anybody any Christmas cards and we'll all be struck off each other's list. That's very good thinking, Mrs. Scrooge.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Night-night.
What time is your father expecting us tomorrow?
About 1 o'clock.
Great, I'll get up at 5 too. Hey, did you remember to leave the biscuits and milk out for Santa?
Do you remember doing that when you were little? Robin? We ought to think about starting a family.
Yes, well, give us a couple of days' rest and we'll talk about it.
Night.
Hey, Vicky. Fancy somebody pinching our holly wreath from the front door, huh? Amazing.
No.
Who on earth can that be at this time of night?
Father Christmas?
Well, you can push off.
Oh, go on, you'll have to go to see who it is.
Oh, but I'm on holiday. The whole nation's supposed to be on holiday. We should all be asleep. All right, all right. All right, all right, I'm coming. All right.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Tripp.
Albert, I was in bed.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Tripp. I'm sorry to disturb you. It's just that, well, I forgot to give you this.
But Albert, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You could have shoved it through the letterbox. Oh, well. Oh, you didn't have to come all the way back just for this, Albert. Come in.
Well, then who is it? Albert! Is everything all right?
Yes, he came back to give us this.
But Albert, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You could have shoved it through the letterbox.
Oh, Vicky, come on, Vicky, come on now, it's Christmas. Huh? He came back to give us this personally.
Yeah, well, I felt it was important to give it to you personally.
Of course you did, Albert. And listen, while you're here, you're not going to refuse a little Christmas
I
drink?
know, I don't want to keep you from your bed.
Not at all, not at all. Come on, a little Christmas drink with me and Vicky, eh?
Well.
Would you? Now, listen, Albert, what do you want? Gin, scotch, brandy?
Lovely.
Which one, Albert?
Oh, well, I'll just have a small, large scotch.
I'll get it, darling.
Right, sit down, sit down. Well, I'd say you've already had a nice Christmas with that little windfall, eh? Very nice.
Very nice indeed, Mr. Tripp. I still can't believe it.
Yeah,
There we are, Albert. Say when.
Vicky, come on. Come on, it's Christmas. Just pour it. When? Dear Mr. Tripp, due to the fortunate death of my second cousin on my auntie's side, I have been able to buy a little business, so I will not be coming back after Christmas, hoping this leaves me as it finds you, Albert Riddle.
P.S. Merry Christmas.
Albert, don't you dare touch that scotch.
The Waterstones sale with hundreds of best-selling books, including Sharon Osbourne's Extreme, less than half price.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. All right, Gertrude, you can come out of that kitchen now. You've done quite enough for me.
I'm just basting the turkey.
Oh, good, good, good. Well done. Yeah.
Everything's under
control, Mr. Nichols. All you've got to remember is to baste the turkey.
Now, you are very kind, Gertrude. You know, being a daily help doesn't mean you have to come in on Christmas Day as well.
When I promise to do something, Mr. Nichols, I do it. Besides, I like to get a break from my family.
Oh.
Oh, that looks beautiful, Mr. Nichols.
Oh, do you think so, Gertrude? Well, I wanted to make it really special for my daughter.
Of course you do, Mr. Nichols. It looks lovely.
Oh.
Mr. Nichols.
Yes, dear.
Do you realise where we're standing?
What do you mean?
Under the mistletoe.
Yes, so we are.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Nichols.
Thank you, Gertrude, and a Merry Christmas to you, too. What about a Christmas drink?
Oh, I ought to be going. What have you got?
Well, what would you like? A glass of port?
Oh, no, not port.
No?
Do you know, Mr. Nichols, just a drop of port gives me the most terrible wind.
Well, we don't want that, do we? What about some sherry?
Oh, just a small one.
All right, there we are. Oh, that'll be my daughter. Do excuse me. Oh. Ah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Dad.
Oh. Oh, darling, thank you very much. A Merry Christmas. What's the matter with him?
Oh, something happened last night. I'll tell you about it later. Nothing to worry about.
What do you mean nothing to worry about? You got me worried now. Oh. Gertrude, you remember my daughter, Victoria?
Oh, yes, of course. Haven't seen you for ages. How are you, Miss Nichols?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. I'm Mrs. now.
Oh, of course you are. It's this sherry makes me all woozy. That's your fault, you naughty boy. Who did you marry, then?
Him.
Oh. Oh, well.
Yes. Gertrude, you remember my son-in-law, Trip.
Hello, Gertrude.
Hello, Trip. What happened to that nice-looking boy that you used to go round with? The one that was keen on cookery and wanted to start his own restaurant?
Well, this is him.
Oh, no. Good-looking boy. Nice smile, very polite. Ronald, I think his name was.
Robin.
Robin, that's it. Oh, nice boy. Whatever happened to him?
No, Gertrude. See, that is me, you see? That is me. See, and Miss Nichols now is my husband. I'm her wife. What I mean is that she's a Trip, I'm a Trip, you see? And it's Mr. and Mrs. Trip.
Oh, yes. Hasn't he aged?
Yes. Gertrude, did you say that your sister was waiting for you?
Oh,
Ah, mustn't keep her, must we? Come along, dear. I'll see you out. That's right. There's your bag and your coat. That's right.
yeah.
Robin.
There you are, dear.
Robin. Listen, don't say anything to Dad about Albert leaving, all right? We'll just have a nice Christmas lunch. He's obviously gone to a lot of trouble.
All right.
Now then, guess who else is coming to Christmas lunch?
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Is that a nice surprise?
Very nice.
Well, who'd like a drink? You're not having this one, Riddle. I'm going to have this one. Now then, let's see. What marvels of literature. Yeah. Now then, who shall we test with this one? Ah, Riddle, this one's for you. Now listen. What has 4 legs and barks?
A dog.
Oh, you guessed.
I don't get that.
Oh, well, let's see. That's the last of the crackers, I'm afraid.
Jolly good.
Robin.
Jolly good crackers. Jolly witty. Jolly funny.
Mr. Nichols, let me clear these things away, huh?
No, not at all, Riddle. You're on holiday. I shall do it later.
You should let me help. You know what they say, many hands make light work.
I will not hear of you, Riddle. Now, you stay right where you are.
Well, that was certainly a most wonderful meal, Mr. Nichols.
Thank you, Riddle.
Albert,
Albert.
the turkey was a bit dry for my liking, but I liked the jam on it.
Cranberry sauce, Albert.
No thanks.
Yes, well, what about a game of charades?
Oh, count me out, Mr. Nichols. I'm no good at card games.
Oh, no, it's not a card game, Riddle. No, it's a more sort of miming. You know, theatre, film, and television.
Like on the box with that nice Michael Aspic.
Actually, leave me out. I don't fancy playing charades. Just leave me out, will you, please?
Oh, come on, Robin, let's play. It'll be fun.
No. You carry on without me. Don't let me spoil the party.
You are already spoiling the party. You've been in a foul mood ever since you got here. Now, what on earth is the matter?
Oh, Dad, let's change the subject, shall we? Charades. Right. Now, theatre, 5 words, first word.
I'll tell you what's the matter.
Robin!
You know Albert's come into a little bit of money. So he is therefore deciding to leave us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Nichols. I've come into a bit of money and I'm going to start my own business.
Well, what sort of business?
That's my business.
Well, you can't hold a good man back. If Albert wants to leave, then Albert must leave. When is Albert leaving?
Well, let us put it this way, Mr. Nichols. When we reopen after Christmas for that birthday party booking that Albert so kindly put me into, we ain't got no staff.
What?
Riddle, you're fired.
Oh, terrific!
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Freddie. Happy birthday to you.
I need 3 more soups and 2 prawn cocktails.
Right.
I could strangle Albert for getting us into this.
I could strangle Albert, period. Right now. There we go. How many more times are they going to say, Happy birthday, dear Freddie?
It's not every day you're 70, is it?
Right, now listen, I'll take the soups in, all right?
All right. Albert! Oh, Robin, Albert's back.
Albert, you're back!
I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's all right, Albert, you're back. Oh, I told you, blood's thicker than water.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, I'm just pleased to see him. Oh, well, come on, give us a hand.
Yeah, but I'd like to explain,
Albert,
Mr. Tripp.
Albert, you don't have to explain.
Yeah, but you see...
There we are. There we are. One soup for you, I believe. Okay. And a soup for you, madam. There we go. Oh, thank you very much, Albert. Thank you. Yes. Albert, what do you think you're doing?
Well, I was trying to explain, so you see, I'm one of Fred's guests. Happy birthday, Fred!
Coming up next on 5, the destination is 1978, the lapels are just as wide, and George and Mildred are about to fall out over a game of computer tennis. Do you remember that? You might do, but I'm far too young, of course.
They're highly intelligent.